Howdy, Possum Patty here. And you know what? Today I'm going to ignore all the journaling that I had planned to do and start my Barbie Little Golden Book Memory Keeper. So I'm going to show you how I prepare the Little Golden Book to turn it into a journal. Few easy steps, no problem. This will be part one. And I do it in such a way that you can put all the original pages back in and not have to fold them. So come on along. I found this The World of Barbie Little Golden Book at the flea market this past summer. And when I saw this, the thing that I thought of immediately was a 1950s memory keeper. Because that's when I got my first original Barbie doll. Looking a little closer at the book, I can see that this has a special gold seal on it that says 50 years of books. I tried to look up a little information on this, and I believe that this book celebrated 50 years of Barbie books, and it was published in 2012. But used some of the original artwork from 1962, which was the original, I guess, first Barbie book. And I think that's what drew my eye, was sort of this vintage-like illustrations. And to tell you the truth, I haven't read this yet. I paid $3 for this at the flea market. I can find online, you can find these books pretty readily from $2 to $12, something like that, depending on which online website you look at. This book originally cost $3.99 in the US. I always love to look at the back and see the traditional characters. The pokey little puppy and the saggy baggy elephant and the lion. They're all so cute. I just love these vintage illustrations. Let's see if there's any more information. No, it's Mattel, Random House Publishers, and it doesn't say what edition, but I think there might be a way of figuring that out. And it says it's been colorized. So now I'm wondering if the original illustrations were slightly different. Hi, I'm Barbie. This is Midge. She is the best friend ever. The cute little dresses they have on. We love the water. Sometimes we go swimming in the ocean. We like to relax, too. Sometimes we go for boat rides on the lake. Well, that's fun. Pages are a little dog-eared. Overall, the book is not in too bad shape. We do everything together. Midge helps me build a dog house. I can talk to Midge about anything. Yeah, see, the pages are a little crinkled in the corner. We share all our dreams and secrets. Ken is a great friend, too. Sometimes we sing songs together. Ken and I like to go camping with our friends. Barbie and Ken out in the woods. No, I didn't see the movie. Not yet, anyway. I'll wait till it comes on the TV, I guess. We like to go to parties. Costume parties are our favorite. Ooh. Ken is a great dancer. We love to dance the night away. It's quite the social group they got going here. Before bed, I like to think of all the things that I can be one day. Wow. I like to write articles and stories. I can be a writer. I like to travel to different places. I can be a flight attendant or a pilot. I wonder if they added on pilot. Because I'm thinking early 50s, 60s, it would say flight attendant and probably not pirate. I like to act and put on shows. I can be an actress. I am curious and like to solve mysteries. I can be a detective. Midge and I love trying on different clothes. I can be a model. I especially love to draw and design outfits. I can be a fashion designer. Ooh. Whatever I choose to be, I'll live in the big city. Look at all those tall buildings. I'll live in a glamorous apartment. I'll meet my friends and go for sweet treats. Dreaming of her future. I'll work with my friends and we'll share our ideas. I'll learn so much from the people I work with. I can be anything I want to be. I am Barbie. That's cute. Very cute, very cute. A little dirty, a little crumpled, but that's okay. It's going to be a journal. Okay. Well, I just wanted to read the book and explore a little bit about it, and now I can take it apart. So, to take it apart, I use 3 simple tools. I use a pair of pliers and a flat edge screwdriver and my heat gun. My heat tool I use first. Now, I watch other people make little golden book journals. And some folks, everybody does it differently, but some folks rip this entire piece off and use this as the cover. But if you do that, then the cover is actually too short for the full page of the original story. And I'm going to keep the original story in the center of the journal, and I'll show you how I'll do that. And then other folks who actually save the strip of cover that's underneath the gold foil struggle mightily to get this foil off so they can get to the staples. There's 2 staples that hold the book together. And really, it's just very simple. You just take a heat tool and you heat the foil up a little bit. As the foil warms up, the glue that's holding it starts to melt, becomes very loose, and you can slip it off very easily. No struggle, no worries, it all comes off, and then you have the whole foil strip, which you can use inside the journal. Look at that. If you would like to decorate a page with it. And there's my bird clock. It is the Oriole oak clock, as usual. Heat this side up a little bit. It'll come right off. Look at that. No struggle, no problem. Okay, I'm going to put this aside, and when the glue dries, it won't be so sticky. So now you have your 2 staples. As you can see, there and there, this one's overlapped a little bit. All right, what I'm going to do is take my flat edge screwdriver very carefully. And what I do is I put it under the prong of the staple and I lift it that way. Slip it under the prong and push it straight up. Turn the book over. Get this. So once you've picked it up a little bit, grab your pliers and pull it out. Dispose of it properly so that small children and small pets don't get a hold of it. And we're going to do the same on this one over here. Get under the staple and lift. Always work away from yourself in case the tool slips. You will not hurt yourself. And lift this up like that and pull it out. That one came out in one piece. And you're done with the tools. Take it apart. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to reinforce the signatures to put them back in the book after. The part I want to do now is put the spine on. Now I have pre-cut a piece of cardboard. This was in a different video. I used the back of a very large art paper pad and cut it into strips because I had several little golden books that I want to make journals out of. And the spines are going to be 2-inch, so it's going to be a 2-inch spine, and it is the same length as the book. You can use any kind of cardboard you like for the spine. I just like to use a cardboard that is about the same size as the cardboard in the book. I don't know if you can see that. It's about the same thickness. And this book it's just about 8 inches. So this is going to be just about 8 inches long and 2 inches wide. And the cardboard is the same thickness as the book cover. And I'm going to be attaching this with a piece of Tyvek. But before I do that, you have to remember that the little golden books have this crease right here. And if you buy a used book, this crease is already bent like that. Sometimes when you get the brand new ones and they haven't been cracked open, it'll be a little bit stiffer. But if you don't reinforce this, your cover will be kind of wobbly. You want it to bend here at the edge and not here. So I cut 2 strips of the same cardboard to put here. So this strip I'm going to glue to here, and it's going to reinforce where it bends to hold it stiff so that when you open the book will open from here and not from there. So the spine being 2 inches and the supports being 1 inch each, that makes this 4 inches wide. And so I cut a piece of mailing envelope, and I love to use the mailing envelopes because they're really sturdy. They have fibers in them which keep them from ripping, and because the spine is going to open and close, these work really, really well. I know other folks use different things, but that's okay. Use what you want to use what you have. And this will be glued down on top of the spine on the inside, and I will cut another piece and use it on the outside too. I know I sort of overdo it a little bit, but I like to put one on the inside and one on the outside, and then I'll cover it with pretty paper or probably material when all that is done. Now I might leave the inside and outside of the covers just as they are, but I will put some material to cover up the mailing envelope that's going to be used to support the journal. So the first thing that I have to do now is glue these strips down like this. I think I'm going to open up a bottle of Beacon glue and use that. And I'm going to use this to glue down the mailing envelope too. And this is Beacon Fabri-Tac. It's pretty strong. It works really well. So what I'm going to do is just put this on here. So I guess all the Christmas shopping and seeing all the toys in the store, plus the Barbie movie that's out, and everything is Barbie, Barbie, Barbie. I just got me in the mood just to get this journal started because I've been thinking about, all the things that I had as a kid. And, we didn't have a lot like they have today. I'm pressing that down. And a little glue popping out over there. I'm going to wipe that off. I mean, if we went to a birthday party at somebody's house, there's probably 8 children there. And we were excited to get a balloon and a party hat, play pin the tail on the donkey, and have cake and ice cream. That was just very exciting. I remember things, like beside the original Barbie doll, had things like coloring books and crayons and color forms, I believe came out. I'm going to have to look this up. Now, I don't have a lot of pictures from the 50s, so I'm going to have to print some stuff out from online or find some vintage books or something to get some images off of. Everything is lined up perfectly there. Now, I'm going to put a glue over all of this, plus a little bit on both sides, because there'll be a 1/2 inch overhang. I might have to add a little more on the side here. Make sure that goes out far enough. Okay, you line everything up and put your support paper or whatever you're using right on top like that. Now what I like to do is take my thumbnail and put it in the crease here and then turn it over to make sure everything is lined up. And there should just be like a thumbnail space between the cover and the spine. And that is it. Stick your thumbnail in there, and that is just enough room to open and close the book. That is all you need. And now, the outside does not have to be as wide because I don't have those cardboard strips. I only put them on the inside. So I'm going to take my piece of mailing envelope and I'm going to trim it down just so it probably comes up to here, because I don't want my material to overlap onto the picture there. So I only want it to be this big. Let me cut this. So if you were a kid in the 50s, oh my gosh, I know a lot of you out there were not even born yet, but some of you were. So my original Barbie doll was passed on to the sisters. I have 3 younger sisters, and 2 of them had girls. 2 of us, there's 4 sisters, 2 had boys and 2 had girls. So the sisters that had the girls, the Barbie dolls from all the sisters went to them, and they passed it on to their daughters, and where they went from there, nobody knows. Nobody remembers. But I'll tell you what, I do still have my Chatty Cathy. My Chatty Cathy doll. Of course, she doesn't chat anymore. She's not a chatty, but she's still a Chatty Cathy. Okay, I'm going to push this down on all that stinky glue. Yeah, beacon glue does stink. Use in a well-ventilated area. And again, I'm going to put my fingernail where the crease is going to be. Just kind of work it a little bit. I have not picked out what material I'm going to put on here. And sometimes I'll sew in the signatures and then cover the sewing. And other times I just leave the sewing exposed on the spine and add little charms and beads and things. I might add a tassel this time. I'm thinking Barbie needs a tassel. Okay, just one more check before I put this to dry. Oh wait, see, here's a little corner poking up down here. I'm just going to put a little glue on that. And this side looks good. All right, putting this aside to dry. Now in my The Colors of Winter little golden book, I scattered the pages throughout the journal. So there would be a page there. And the story is not kept intact. Now there's a page back here. And there's a page over here. And I actually did journaling on some of the pages too. Let's see. So there's a page under this journaling. This is Last Winter. Last winter's journaling. So the story is scattered throughout and not kept in order because it's not like a big storyline. It's basically about colors. So that's what I did there. But in my Wonders of Nature little golden book, and this is more of a spring-summer journal, I did all my journaling in the first and last signatures, and then in the center of the book, the whole story is completely intact right there. So I take the story and I reinforce the papers, and then I put them in the center, and I put a journaling signature in front of the story, and I put a journaling signature after the story. And this is all gardening and nature journaling. So this is what I'm going to do with the Barbie book. I'm going to reinforce the pages, and then that'll go into the center of the spine. And I'm going to pick out some papers to do a journaling signature in front of it and one behind it. So let's look at the original Barbie book signatures again. And there are always in this format 2 signatures. And if you open them up, you will see that each signature is 3 sheets. And this is like the normal format for Little Golden Book. Now the problem is, if you look down the center of each sheet, you will see, and I know it's kind of hard, it's almost like it's perforated a little bit right at the center there, which means it's going to rip pretty easily. Now you want to, on this one you can see a whole bunch of holes. You can see the holes on this one really clearly. This was the center of the signature. And those holes are going to act like perforation, so it would rip very easily. And you need to sew this back into the cover. So what I do is take some thin strips of paper like this, and I fold them in half. Now this is scrapbook paper, it's not cardstock. Now I've used cardstock before, but it seems a little too bulky for these thin book pages. And I'll tell you, I've also used strips of the mailing envelope, but it's really an overkill. You don't need something this strong. It's not the cover, it's just going to be in the center of the journal. And what we're doing is just giving it a little bit of extra strength where we're going to be sewing it back into the cover. So each sheet, so you only need 6 pieces because there's 2 signatures with 3 sheets. So you only need 6 pieces of paper, and they're about a 1/2 inch wide. And I chose this sort of vintagey pink flowers for the Barbie. And I have to decide what side I want to put them on. I think I'm going to put it on this side. And this is only paper. And I'm going to not use the stinky glue. I'm just going to use a little bit of tacky glue, I think. I could probably even use the glue stick, because this is all just thin paper. And then where I creased it in the center, I'm going to put that right on the fold there. If you make them just a little bit longer, you can trim it off afterwards. So that's what I'm going to do. I will put a center strip only on one side of each sheet. I'm not going to bend it now until this is dry, because then the paper tends to get wrinkly. So I will do the rest of these off camera, and I need to pick out some paper for the foundation pages, which is not going to matter too much because when I journal I wind up covering the whole page anyway, but I'm going to try to stick to sort of like a pink theme, maybe pink and black and white, because that always reminds me of Barbie, pink and black and white. And let's see, what else do I have to do? Oh, and get a piece of material. So when I come back in the next video, these pages will be ready to be sewn in, and I'll show you the papers that I picked for the signature. And then I'll need to glue the material onto the cover first and then sew in the signatures. So that sounds like a lot more work, but it'll go pretty quickly. I just like to take my time. I don't rush, and things that are glued, I like to let it dry. So I'll be working on that, and I'll come back and we'll get this all put together. So thanks for coming along today, and happy junk journaling. Bye-bye.